接着下一场特邀演讲，题目为 Education Change and Economic Development: The Case of Singapore。我们欢迎曾任教育部长、现任佛光大学校长杨朝祥校长主持。The next invited speech will begin. The topic of the speech is Education Change and Economic Development: The Case of Singapore. Let's welcome the former Minister of Education, now the President of佛光University, Professor Chao Xiangyang, to host this session. Please welcome Professor Chao Xiangyang.
Good day. At first I want to say good morning, but it's too late to say good morning. I say good day. Distinguished guests and dear participants. This is my great honor to have this opportunity to facilitate this session. We are so glad we can have Dr. Goh Chor Boon from Singapore. Right now, he is the Associate Dean of the National Institute of Education, Nanyang Technological University. Dr. Goh has been in the field of education for a long time. He joined the field of education in 1976. And in 1985, he became a teacher trainer. And after that, he has many chances to involve in planning committee of educational policy in the Ministry of Education. It means that he has full of knowledge and experience in education and also in educational policy making. Today, he would like to use Singapore as a case to present how Singapore can make so rapidly progress in the last 50 years. In 1965, that's the year Singapore to announce its independence. At the time, the GDP per capita was around $500. And in 2016, the per capita up to $56,000. It means within 50 years, the capital increased 110 times. How can they make it? Because they have a lot of good educational policy to support the economic development. And at the same time, even use educational policies to lead the development of the society and the economy. I believe we can learn a lot from Singapore's case. So we would like to give a big welcome to Dr. Goh Chor Boon from Singapore. I want to remind you only about 14 minutes. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Now I'm left with probably 38 minutes. Professor Wan, Professor Chen, and distinguished friends, thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to say something about Singapore's education. I come from a small little city-state called Singapore. If you look at the world map, I can guarantee that you cannot find Singapore. We're so small that sometimes you need a magnifying glass if you look at the world map to see Singapore. But don't worry, we are there. Alright, now I want to share with you the years of progress that we've done, what happened over the period of time, and to do that, I want to break up the phase of change into three main blocks of time. 1960 to 80s, Singapore education changed in response to the changing landscape. Like Professor Chow said, we became independent in 1965. Do you know, for 2 years we were we were with Malaysia. And one fine day in August 1965, Malaysia looked at our Prime Minister at that time and waved, 再见吧. You can leave Malaysia now. Okay, so we leave Malaysia. Now, many people, when wondering, can this small little state survive, with no Malaysia hinterland? So this is a big question we will discuss in the 60s to 80s. Then, in the 90s, Singapore went through an exciting phase of change because the world has changed, and we also need to move along, the changing landscape. Of course, today, 21st century, we are talking about future-ready education for the future learner. This is something, it's a big challenge for all of us in Singapore, and I'm very sure for many countries in the world. So, if I may just start, Singapore is a small island city-state. East to west is only about 45 kilometers. Those of you who run the marathon, you can run across. No problem, But north to south is about 45, and north to south is only about 29 kilometers. So we are very small. And all of you know we have no natural resources. Even the water we are drinking in Singapore, we have to buy from our neighbors. So we always joke that, when our political leaders start to so-called make noise with each other, Malaysia will say, don't make too much noise, I'll cut the water supply, and Singapore will be in trouble. You know what I mean? So we have no natural resources. Even the sand for construction we have to buy from other countries. So you can imagine, but we have one natural resource. There's human people, human resource. Alright, and in 1965, we have a mixture of races in Singapore. Chinese, Malay, Indians, and many other races. So we are really a pluralistic society. Pluralistic society, and there's no racial harmony at that point of time. And we gained independence in a very turbulent time because in the 1960s there were many political problems arising from the infiltration of communism in Singapore. And at that time, we have a population of only 1.9 million. Now, today, sorry friends, Singapore is still a very small nation, although a little larger because we reclaimed land, alright? And still no natural resources. But what we did very well, and many people in the world have been asking us, how do you do it? That is, we integrate all the races into one so-called group of people called Singaporeans, right? And we are better off in terms of economic foundation than before, than 1960s. And today we have a population of 5.6 million Singaporeans, out of which about more than 1 million were so-called people from all over the world who came to Singapore and to become Singapore citizens. So by and large, we have a very low population. Now, of course, you can recognize our first Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. He made a very good point way back in 1969. The higher the skills and expertise, the greater the value that is added to the material process, the product so-called. Therefore, the greater the added value, the higher the wages. So what he's trying to tell us that skills and values are very important in economic development and hence in education change. Now, if I may just quickly bring you some background. Singapore, of course, was part of the British Empire. We were a British colony for more than 150 years. And one fine day, 1941, the Japanese came, bombed Singapore. Our British ran away. All right, so left us. Now, so what did British colonialism give us? Well, they gave us three important good benefits. So for one, they gave us the rule of law, a very good law system. Number two, they gave us a modern port, a modern city. And number three, they gave us the English language. So these three so-called benefits of British colonialism is something good for us. Of course, there were some other issues that we don't quite like about British colonialism. And you can see that they give us what we call a colonial export system. We buy, import, and then we export out. So it's a very simple trading system and no manufacturing base. And education in the 1960s were basically vernacular. We have Chinese school, Indian school, Malay school, and English school. Right? So can you imagine there's so many four kind of schools and there's no integration. Right? So at that time we faced a big problem, trust me. So when we became independent in 1965, there was this very strong ideology of survival. We must survive. Alright? We must survive. Even though we are small, even though we have no natural resources, our Prime Minister at the time, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, said no, Singapore must survive. And we decided to catch up, do our best to catch up with other countries. Therefore, the biggest question at the time, how to produce a viable, sustainable economy in the shortest possible time. You see, friends, you know very well, Singapore and Singaporeans have a very interesting thinking. We are very pragmatic people. Pragmatic, we dream, but we always dream and take action. All right, we believe that action is important than just dreaming away. So we believe that we can do it, and therefore, what's next is that we introduce, of course, the very well-known EOI, export orientation industrialization, whereby our key primary objective was to introduce jobs for the people. All right, jobs, but of course, EOI at that time allows only for very low-cost jobs and labor-intensive jobs. And people start to realize that Singapore is a place where we can do some investment. And at the time, our government really, introduced policies to make it a pro-MNC, pro-multinational companies. Come inside to Singapore, invest here, all right? And because we have, a lot of young people at that time, and we are very disciplined, all right? We believe, in doing good job for people. And therefore, by the 1970s, we have economic takeoff. And of course, here in the period of time, we talk about the rise of the Asian dragons or Asian tigers, some people use the term, but I prefer dragon. Tigers doesn't sound good. Dragon better. Like a dragon play the water, and when it's time to shoot off, it will off. Alright? Also, I'm a dragon. Yeah, so of course at that time we have the very famous so-called flying geese model. Japan, the head of the pack of geese flying away, and all other dragons desperately flying also together with Japan. So of course this model was made famous in the 1930s, during so-called the period when Japan was modernizing so fast, and they believe that they can share the technological power with countries in Asia. And of course, in the 1960s, Professor Akamatsu actually made this model very famous. But whatever it is, Singapore moved along with Japanese help. But I want to stress this point. Friends, Singapore was under the Japanese Empire, as you know, the Imperial Empire, and during that 3.5 years, if I may say, we suffered under the Japanese Empire. Even Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew himself was slapped by a Japanese soldier. But then when the war was over, Mr. Lee objectively see, hey, we can learn a lot from Japan, all right? We can learn a lot because Japanese people, they have very good work ethos and very resilient. You can see for yourself, Japan over the years, over the months, in fact, this year, earthquakes, tsunami, all kind of problems, and yet the Japanese people still come, still rise up and do a good job for the country. So this sense of national resilience is something that Mr. Lee himself and today all of us really look up to. So therefore, in terms of education, we call it the mass education for survival and efficiency. Our job, as what Professor said, we have to really work on the basic education, give them years of primary education, basically to create a young labor force enough to support the many factories set up by foreign companies. And then very quickly, by the 1970s, Singapore achieved a universal primary education, and there was high enrollment in secondary school, and emphasis on science and mathematics education began in the 1970s. But we have one big problem. This system, we are rushing so much to build schools so that every young Singaporean can have 6, if not 10 years of education. And what suffered at that time was that the status of teacher was very low, and the education attrition rate, wastage rate was very high. So basically it means that education system, something wrong with the education system, all right? At that time, in fact, when I joined teaching in 1976, nobody wants to join teaching. Nobody wants to join teaching. Only if you can't find a job, be a teacher, all right? But today, if I may just jump a bit, one vacancy as a teacher, you will get at least 7 applications. Right? 7 applications for 1 vacancy as a teacher. So what we are saying is that the status of teacher has gone up so much. We always tell people, teaching is not a job. It is a profession. It demands your passion in you. No passion, please stay away from teaching. Because the young people, future is in your hands. So that is why we always make sure when we recruit teachers, we recruit the best of the best. Of course, there are some, so-called black sheep along the way. They change their mind or whatever. But by and large, we produce very good teachers with the right attitude. So this simple chart shows us that survival-driven education is linked up with labor-intensive industrialization. And in the 1970s, 80s, it moved downwards towards efficiency-driven education. And for the economic change, we move towards technology-intensive industrialization. So by and large, there is a very strong correlation between education change and economic development. Now, in the 1990s, we realized that the world has changed so much, all right? At the brink of the 21st century, our government realized that if we retain so-called, our labor-intensive industry approach, we'll be in trouble. So there was a tremendous desire to change to what we call to higher technology, cutting-edge technology growth, all right? And we begin to, we pick winners. This is a very common, I think, if I may say, I'm not sure about other countries, common way of making sure what industries do we zero in on our effort. So at that time, the Singapore Economic Development Board felt that there must be some winners we have to pick up. So by and large, they developed a development fund, all right, whereby it launched to create the rise of indigenous industry. Now, I want to elaborate more on this point because many countries, including Singapore, attracted a lot of foreign multinational corporations to kickstart the economy. But we did one thing not well. We didn't do one thing well. And that was we did not strongly support the local companies at the expense of our local companies, all right? MNCs have big buildings, take in all the talent we have, and many of the small companies are left behind, marginalized. All right? The government knows this. The government knows this. The government says, all right, something must be done now to bring up our indigenous companies, bring them up, to a level that where they can compete in the world. So this is something we are doing, and therefore the last point there, they are trying to create a second wind of the economy so that people can venture out of the world. Because Singapore domestic market is so small that if you want to grow, as a company, you have to look outside Singapore. Otherwise, there's no way you can do it. Okay, sorry. So, this, I'm not sure whether you have read this book. All right. Lee Kuan Yew actually wrote this book when he was still around, and then he really documented, the way Singapore moved from the 1990s, from the third world to the first world. I think this book was translated into Chinese as well. I'm not sure, is it available here? I think so. So he believed that Singapore must aspire to be a first world, right? Well, definition of first world, a developed nation, right? So we are moving always in the direction. I think if I may just add this point here, Singapore's strength is the way we regionalize what to do over the next 5 to 10 years. So we are very far-looking people, right? We believe that this can be achieved, and we must consistently move in that direction. Of course, if there are times that we must, make adjustments, we will do. So now this is very important because I want to illustrate to you how Singapore moved towards becoming a nation of creative and innovative citizens. In 1997, at that time, we introduced a groundbreaking milestone education policy. It's called Thinking Schools, Learning Nation. And this Thinking Schools, Learning Nation initiative or policy, or TSLN, sparked off the rise of Singapore education as one of the world's best education systems, all right? Because we believe that in 1997 and forward to the 21st century, there's only one important word everyone must think about, and that word is very simple. It starts with I. It's called innovation. Innovation, more innovation, and innovation. So in Singapore, this word innovation is everywhere, right? In the industry, in the education sector, everywhere. So that we keep on emphasizing the fact that there's a need for our schools, for our young children to be innovative and believe that they have a very important role to play in Singapore's economic survival in the years ahead. So what happened that at school level in 2003, they introduced another policy. It's called Innovation Enterprise, right? Where they make the students understand more about the concept of innovation and being entrepreneur. Now, if I may just illustrate, this enterprise doesn't mean do business, all right? It means how to make yourself able to source for things, able to understand things, able to appreciate things better. So it's being enterprising, not enterprise in the sense of business, all right? Of course, if you have these abilities, sure, Now, in 2005, this is very interesting. Many people, came to Singapore and NIE. They asked us, how do you teach less and learn more? Then we asked ourselves, it's not difficult. You just teach less and you learn more. So anyway, we explained to them, no. When we say we teach less, what we are trying to say, you teach with quality. You teach with the strongest learning outcome you can give to the students. You need not cover everything in the syllabus because you don't cram everything inside your brain. The children's brain can be very limited and the attention span is very short. So if you try to cram everything in, our poor fellow may not learn that much. So we always tell the teachers, teach well, teach with quality, excite the students in the fun of learning, and the outcome will be better rather than cram everything in. So we have this teach less, learn more initiative. But the last point is even more important. Today, we believe that skills and knowledge, yes, they are important, but value is even more important. I'm not sure whether you agree with me, but today, our young people, any young people here, really need to recharge, to understand what does it mean to be a Singaporean, what does it mean to be a Taiwanese. These are values that you cannot afford not to inculcate in the young when they grow up. So this is something that in Singapore, we believe that education must be ability-driven and values-driven. Well, I may be touching some points that will excite some of your thinking. So today, in the 21st century, today we're talking about future-ready education for the future economy. Now, in Singapore education economy, we have moved towards the direction of the Smart Nation initiative. I'm sure many of you heard about this term, Smart Nation. And we believe two very important components. One is to go into innovation through R&D. The other one is to create a digitized economy that supports, the new national innovation ecosystem. So, and to spur startups, right? So this is one way Singapore is going in the 21st century. At the same time, again, we pick up niche industries. So as you can see some examples here, biotechnology, medical technology, nanotechnology, artificial intelligence, fintech, and advanced manufacturing. So these are areas that Singapore government want to put a lot of money inside. But I must emphasize today that R&D is something that many countries are grappling with. In Singapore, we pour in a lot of money into R&D. And as you know, Singapore attracted many world-class scientists in Singapore, basically to create what we call a science culture in our school system, in the psyche of our people, right? They're ready for science and technology and innovation. So this whole drive towards innovation is getting very strong, and therefore hopefully the education system will support this drive towards drive towards innovation will succeed. So what do we do in education? We also want to create what we call a creative class through the Smart Nation initiative. Now this creative class, of course, some of you probably have read Richard Florida's book on creative class, whereby he emphasized that every people in the society can be creative. You can be a janitor, you can be, a professor, but your creativity is always there. So it's a matter of whether how much you want to do to be creative. But at the heart of Singapore's Smart Nation vision is the lifelong education. Now I'm sure this term is nothing new to all of us here. But implementing this lifelong education is something not easy to do. So I'm sure you read about Singapore Skill Future. Every citizen in Singapore is given $500 to develop your skills. You can do anything with this $500. In other words, if you like about flower arrangement, for example, Ikebana, you can enroll a course in flower arrangement. If you like about calligraphy, you can enroll a course in calligraphy. So what we are saying is that so long as you believe that learning cannot stop, you keep on learning, you keep on improving your skills. This is something that we're going to drive very hard to our people, whether you are young, whether you are a young boy or girl, whether you are in your 60s, 70s, 80s, please continue to keep on learning. So this is again something, the vision of Singapore, that the world today, if you don't keep on learning, you'll be left behind. That's all, simple thing. Alright, and therefore the future economy requires students to develop soft skills. Now, since I'm on this point, I want to emphasize that today, knowledge is accessible anywhere, anytime. Anywhere, anytime. You can sleep on your bed and learn. And I think here you have Google, right? You can just Google, the answer will come out. So Mr. Google is our teacher today. Really, so in this kind of environment, how do you survive? How do you educate your children? So we always tell our teachers, we are in 教育学院, so we train our teachers. Today, skills, knowledge, particularly knowledge, you can tell the students where to get the knowledge. You can make the students self-directed learners. If you heard of this term, self-directed learners, the students themselves take ownership of the learning, alright? But the skills you can still impart. But something more important is the soft skills. In fact, today, if you look at Singapore syllabus, we are moving very strongly towards how to develop these soft skills in our curriculum. In our curriculum, the teachers are consciously told, hey, how do you develop these soft skills in mathematics, in science, alright, in history, in geography, in social studies. So this infusion of soft skills into your curriculum is one of the very interesting innovations we are trying to do now. Not easy, I do agree, not easy. Why not easy? Because the teachers themselves must also be well trained to do such things, alright? And of course, the other good area is that we are trying to tell our teachers to teach in an interdisciplinary approach. In other words, if you are a history teacher, I'm a historian by training, so I always tell my history teacher, look, when you teach history, you don't just teach history in a sense. You must you must link what the content to economics, to sociology, to science, so you broaden your history lessons to incorporate all these areas. And then the understanding will be very, very good. So what we are trying to do now is interdisciplinary approach and the soft skills approach. But as I said, education change is not simple. It takes time. There's a period of gestation period. You cannot rush. You cannot be impatient. But you must believe that this is the way to go, and along the way be willing to change a bit. So for R&D, we have this fusion policy. It looks impressive, but we are trying to excite people into doing R&D. You see, I was telling you that Singaporeans are very pragmatic people. I want to tell you that we need research scientists, we need research engineers. But friends, it is very difficult to convince young Singaporeans in young, when I say young, means in the 20s, 30s, to do R&D, to get a PhD and do R&D. Do you know why it's difficult? Because they say, you want me to get a PhD, sit in the laboratory for 4 or 5 years, when my friends are earning money outside, buying car, buying house, and here you are, I'm in the laboratory doing research. So this kind of thinking, again, it reflects the pragmatism of Singaporeans. Because we believe that, Singaporeans are very result-driven, right? They want to achieve certain things, and they want to achieve it fast. So sometimes we have this problem of changing the mindset of our young people. Because if you do R&D, it's something you must have certain attributes to do R&D, alright? You must be passionate, of course, and you must be patient because the results don't come out instantly. But whatever it is, Singapore is pouring a lot of money. In 2016, the government set aside $19 billion to do research in R&D, alright, to do R&D. So we are waiting for the results. So this is a typical place, centralized. Of course, in your country, you have a very famous science parks, alright. In Singapore, we are trying to develop this fusion policy to be, so-called center of R&D. And this is a very popular, pictorial representation of Singapore's Smart Nation initiative. What do we want to do? We want to be a digitally enabled population. Do you know Singapore was ranked number 1 in the world in terms of the flow of information technology, or the flow of information? There's a ranking of countries which are literally ready for the so-called Industry 4.0, and Singapore is ranked, if I remember correctly, as probably one of the highest in the world. And we talk about the search for skilled technology talent, right? We talk about a vibrant technology startup ecosystem. And of course, at the bottom of all this, the education system that will support this Smart Nation initiative, correct? But again, we as educators know that it's not going to be a very simple road, because education by nature is not easy to change, especially when you're talking about the mindset of people, right? The mindset. You know, in my job, I used to meet a lot of, if I may say, ministers of education who come to NIE, and they always ask me, Dr. Goh, how did Singapore achieve the success within such a short span of time? What is the secret of your Singapore education success? So we always thought about ourselves, what secret do we have? We have no secret. You know, we just do two things right. One, develop quality teachers. Two, develop quality principals. That's all. We told them, sorry sir, if you want to transfer our model to you, please think twice. Yeah, because you cannot just replicate a model down here, right? Because Singapore is a bit different, we are very small. So when we want to initiate change, it can be done very easily. I mean, this is something that can't be helped. God gave us this country, so-called, right? But this is all very simple, right? This is how we get towards making us, our Singapore system, if I may say, one of the best in the world. And therefore, our curriculum is something very important. We all know that what the students learn is very important. And we give them a thinking curriculum, right, starting since 1997 with the TSLN. Thinking curriculum, because we believe that rote memory, right, you must remember by heart. Those were the days. You can't do it, because the new century, 21st century, people want to know, how do you value add to my company? How do you even value create, not just value add? How do you value create my company, to my company? So we are asking our young to be able to answer questions, to be able to see a problem from various perspectives, and to be creative. So these are huge requirements on our young people, and therefore our curriculum, we call it a thinking curriculum, because we don't just do didactic teaching, we facilitate teaching. We go around and asking the students, do you know what you're thinking? What are your perspectives? So for this kind of curriculum, I must say that pedagogy is very important. If you want to do a thinking curriculum well, your teachers must be well trained, right? Your teacher must be well trained in the art of asking questions, right? And a teacher must be well trained in terms of understanding the content of what he's teaching. You know, so these are very important things that in NIE we have been trying to tell our teachers. And of course, you know, the second point, teaching pedagogy shift towards inquiry-based. What is it? What is it? Why? You know, the whole question of learning is why. Active learning that starts with posing questions, problems of scenario, and orientates towards problem solving, decision making, and critical thinking. All this we all know, all right? You know, your distinguished friends, we all know that these are issues that we need to face. But, you know, many obstacles, you know, in front of us, and one of the main obstacles is how to train teachers to do this kind of teaching, inquiry-based teaching, all right? Okay, and Singapore introduced recently, in fact, about 2 years ago, the whole concept of applied learning program. Now, this is very interesting because, you know, as you know, Singapore science and maths, we are very good in the world. But we realize that, you know, if you learn science and learn maths, like, you know, you are like a machine, like a robot, it won't work. You want the students to understand how science and maths can be applied in the real world situation. Alright, so we introduced applied learning programs. You know, there are some schools in Singapore who actually conduct their mathematics lessons in the Changi Airport. You know Changi Airport? Our Changi International Airport. They bring the whole class, go there and sit down, and they give them a mathematical problem. Okay, now you are here at the airport. Use the environment, use what you observe to answer my mathematics questions. So this is applied learning, all right? And STEM education, STEM, STEM education, I'm sure you have it, STEM education here also. We make sure that our young people enjoy how to integrate these various disciplines in the project work. Now, I want to emphasize this thing, that when we do STEM education, we don't go into so-called high cutting-edge laboratory, so-called makerspace, whereby you have 3D modeling, you have 3D printer, you have computer, you have laser cutter. No, we don't do that. We teach our students how to create prototypes, how to create objects using bottles, cupboards, rubber band, anything that is commonly found anywhere, so-called things, that very common things. How to create, for example, a bridge over 1 meter, and the bridge can support, a certain object of certain weight. So when the students do this kind of project, they're beginning to realize how to apply maths and science into creating such objects. So we conducted many STEM so-called workshops for many countries in the world. And today, we also look into IoT. We realize that, technology, Singaporeans are tech savvy like Taiwanese too. They look at technology with very open eyes. Oh, they always enjoy seeing a new phone. Everybody will go and buy a new phone, correct? So why not tap on this desire to, to learn from technology? Therefore, today many schools are going into IoT education, whereby they build sensors, in the infrastructure, and they ask the child to tap on data from these sensors and begin to teach geography lessons, environmental lessons through the use of IoT technology. So these are areas that we are trying now to inculcate the sense of so-called Industry 4.0. And of course, design thinking and ideation are also strongly promoted in schools with the aim of nurturing human-centered problem solvers. We believe that problems in education must be seen by the students in the real setting. So many schools have actually gone out to, for example, the old folks home, interview them, talk to them, what are the problems they face, and when they go back to school, they're going to come together and develop ideas how to solve the problems of these old people, correct? At the same time, my second point, as mentioned a bit, tapping on STEM subjects to spur students making space, or so-called making objects creativity. Now this is one example of a school where they have a maker fair. Everybody is happy. Of course, robotics is something very common. And today, some of our schools are introducing coding lessons in primary school. But there was some resistance from people that coding at a young age is not very suitable, correct? But yours is left to be seen. Now, finally, I want to just sum up by saying that Singapore education 21st century again is very value driven. But at the same time, we also want to encourage our students to be civic conscious, right? To understand their role in society, understand their role in the family, the community, and the state. So we call this the Singapore national education. Of course, many countries call it citizenship education. Now this allows our young to stay put in Singapore. I just want to explain that Singaporeans are well educated, and because they are well educated, they can work anywhere in the world. All right? Of course, they will love to go to Silicon Valley. And once they're in the Silicon Valley, for example, they may not come back. They drive big cars, big house, well paid. They won't come back. All right? So we suffer also a brain drain. But of course, we realize that maybe we should put in more effort to tell them, look, Singapore is your homeland, right? We educate you, you go out to the world, you make yourself successful. When it's time, please come back. Right? So this is something we try to inculcate in them, that you are true blue Singaporeans. Right? We are proud of you. You have done well outside, but when it's time for you to come back, please come back. So we want to do that. So far, I think we have been quite successful. Right? So because of admin change, our of course HGI has been doing well. I think the latest figure is 9.23, so it's not bad. Alright. So people are happy. You know, one interesting survey which we did for our students is that many people criticize Singapore education as what we call drill and kill. Have you heard of this term? I drill you, and then later on this drilling will kill you. Alright? But we realized, but then the survey shows that no, the students learn a lot from this drill and kill method, so-called. And more interestingly, the survey also shows that our Singapore children are happy. Alright, they're happy children. Yes, they are stressed, right? But by and large, they are happy. Because, I don't know, because Singapore may have a lot of shopping centers and a lot of good food to eat. So obesity is becoming a big problem in Singapore. Everybody should be like me and then so good. But our young children are eating too much, right? So therefore, we believe that people must change in time. Now, if I may just allow me 5 minutes to quickly summarize the key points today. Singapore education and training strategies since 1965 tells us one important lesson, that is, if you want to do well, as a national development, you must integrate education policies, economic policy, and manpower planning. Singapore Ministry of Education, Ministry of let's say Science and Technology, Ministry of let's say Development, alright, Ministry of Planning. All these ministries, they don't work in silos. Silo? S-I-L-O. They don't work in silo. They talk to each other a lot. Alright, this minister and that minister always talk a lot. They are not gossiping. They are talking about how can we come together for common good. So this is something we also tell our visitors, in Singapore, because they want to understand about the broad picture of how Singapore developed as a nation. So we told them, since 1965, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew already told us, you want to succeed in life, make sure your policy, education policy is integrated into economic policies and vice versa, manpower planning. That is why our Singapore university system, right? We have what we call quota system, right? The number of doctors, the number of engineers, the number of computer scientists is all determined by this committee of people, ministries, they come together. They say, for example, next 5 years, we may need 600 computer scientists. So what do? The university will create positions for these 600 computer science graduates. That is why we say that this communication between education and economic planning must be very, very close. At the same time, this communication will allow you to make sure that the graduates you produce are employable in the market. So there's no wastage of people, right? Because education, friends, is a very expensive business. Alright? The ROI on education is not cheap. So it's something that we need to think about. Therefore, Singapore we reduce wastage by making sure that the supply and demand of education and skills continue to be a very important advantage to us. And of course, here I understand that vocational training is something which Professor talked about also. Now, I think here we believe that Singapore has done very, very well in terms of vocational and technical education. Way back in the 1970s, 80s, nobody wants to pick up vocational training. Nobody. You know why? Because vocational training is seen as so-called, you cannot make it, please go there. You cannot make it in education, please go there. So this kind of very negative connotation of vocational training is very strongly ingrained in Singapore, 70s, 80s, 90s, even 90s. Then, in early 1990s, the government realized that no, we cannot do this anymore. We have to change the image of vocational training. You know what happened? We actually dismantled so-called the old system and come up with a new institution called Institute of Technical Education, ITE. And today, if you go to our ITE campus in Singapore, there are 3 main campuses, alright? You'll be shocked, friend, you'll be shocked that am I coming into a polytechnic or even a university, because the campus is so huge, so well, equipped with cutting-edge technology, that you just wonder, you mean this is vocational technical education? Yes, we say. And that's important because the people, the skills they learn must be relevant to the changing industries of the country. We even have aero technology, alright, a big full-size aeroplane in one of the ITEs, alright, colleges, to make sure that aerotechnological, teaching and learning is up to date, alright. And this is something many countries come to Singapore, they want to learn about how we transform vocational technical education into something that is very useful for Singapore. And I just want to add one point. Another important reason why our VTech is doing so well is because if you are in this vocational technical education, it doesn't mean the end of you. You are given many opportunities to improve yourself. We have graduates from this vocational technical education even becoming university graduate, and there were 1 or 2 cases even got a PhD. So Singapore actually created many pathways, so-called pathways for these people to develop in life, to develop academically. We don't believe that your ability is stopped there, alright, once you finish your once you finish your VTech education is the end. No, you can go further. We provide opportunities for you to go further. Now this is something we believe that many countries should think about. At the same time, Singapore now is going to adopt this whole psychology of future thinking modality. We are looking ahead, 5, 10 years, 20 years, what will be the world like? Scenario planning, alright? What is it like to be? So we will form committees to challenge, so-called, to look into the challenges of this future scenario and to prepare for education change whenever it's necessary. Alright, my last point, for countries striving for educational reform to meet economic goals is perhaps one of the most significant challenges in the new millennium. Just this is the last slide, if you bear with me. Now, so what are the challenges facing Singapore? We are a very open economy. So open that if there's a trade war, of course currently there's a trade war, Singapore will first one to suffer, alright? Because we depend on the world, alright? No trade between US and China, we'll be in trouble, alright? So we are always open to so-called exogenous disruption, and even sometimes civil war conflicts in the world can affect us. And the second point, this is something our government is scratching the head. Talent crunch. Young Singaporeans, they want to get married, but they don't want children. We call them DINKs, D-I-N-K-S. Have you heard of this term? D-I-N-K-S. Double income, no kids. Husband work, wife work, enough. Let's enjoy life. stop there. So many things in Singapore. So no young Singaporeans coming up, fertility rate drop, even when the government is giving you baby bonus. You know baby bonus? Please have one kid, I give you this month. Please, if you have 2 kids, I will give you more. All the way until to the 5th or 6th kid. Oh. But friends, Singaporeans are still very pragmatic. Why do I have 4 or 5 kids? You know, I'm going to feed them, I'm going to take care of them. No, I'm going to enjoy life. No. So sometimes they probably have the most 1 or 2 kids. That's about all. So we are having this problem, and of course, one solution, so-called a quick fix solution, is to get people from other countries in the world come to Singapore and share us your talent, and then you know, particularly in information technology and in the so-called you know, AI, right? But the repercussion to this bringing of people into Singapore can be quite strong because there's resistance from Singaporeans. You mean you need foreign people to come to Singapore to do this job when we don't have the people to do it? So there was this big question. Do you need these extra people from all over the world come to Singapore? Why don't you train our local people? So there's this question raised by many scholars and educators. But I believe, my personal view is that you got to have a balance because foreign talents is useful, all right? But at the same time, you must also develop indigenous expertise. Now, lastly, Singapore education has a lot of fault lines, all right? One of them is examination stress. You know, I was telling you that Singapore, to be a teacher, is a very honorable job, well paid. I think they are paid probably Singapore dollars, about $3,000 a month. And their career is very, very well charted for you. As a teacher, you can go all the way up to become a principal master teacher, earning $13,000, $14,000, $15,000 Singapore. As a teacher, all right? But the stress of the teacher is very high. And can you imagine the stress on the students even higher? So examination stress, and the government recently, just about 2 weeks ago, they introduced a new policy. Let's de-emphasize on examination grades. A, B, C, D, E are not important. What is important is your attitude, is your your perspective of life, your values. So they try to de-emphasize or decrease the importance of examination grades and performance. Even the report card, the report card you receive from the school at the end of the year, they won't tell you, at one time they will say, oh, you are number 1 in the class, number 2, number 30. They will take this away and they will just describe the performance of your child in the class, in school. Alright, but at the same time, parents, Singapore parents, the stress from Singapore on the teachers, on the students, comes mainly from the parents. Because parents believe that education in Singapore is the only way to succeed in life, alright? Which is good. You believe that, but because your belief is so strong, you put a lot of stress on your children. The moment the child comes back home, the child will tell, okay, 坐下来, sit down, let me see what you've done today. The parents will take out all the book, and check. And then when he or she, the parents discover, how come the teacher marked your mathematics question this way? No, the teacher is wrong. So what do? Next day, you call up the school principal. How can your teacher, mark this way? It's wrong. Can you imagine? And the principal got no choice but to ask the teacher. What happens? Parents complain. So the stress on the teachers can be very high. And big, so-called big joke is that some of these people who complain are teachers themselves. But in any way, so examination stress is something that we try to reduce. And the last point is that I mentioned earlier on, civics consciousness. Who are the Singaporeans of today? We must make them believe that Singapore is the motherland, the homeland, and that you grow and you prosper. Your life, you stay rooted in Singapore. Rootedness is very important. So with this last slide, I want to say a big thank you to all of you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for inviting me.
Too much to present at less time. So we have been reminded 5 times that time's up. I know everybody is hungry now, so it will be a time to go to lunch. But finally, I would like to say a small comment. Dr. Goh mentioned that if you want to solve the educational problems, just develop the teachers, that develop the principles. If things is not easy, I believe the Vice Minister, Yao, and educators, and all the people in Taiwan will be there. But education is not easy. Other goals mentioned many times, which we are implementing in Taiwan too. But the result is not as we expect. I believe education needs more investment, more attention. And if we pay more attention, more investment, and we implement that, just like other goals mentioned, Singapore, they're not only dreaming, they plan, and also they try to carry out the policies. And I believe that's an important point. I don't want to waste too much of your time, so we would like to say thank you very much to Dr. Goh for his excellent presentation. Thank you very much.
谢谢杨校长及 Professor Goh Chor Boon